Something that we're really proud of is our lattice straps on ankle and toe. Again, it continues on with that story that material matters, and material matters is, you know, using DuPont. DuPont is a brand. What they do is they make plastics, and we went to them for the best plastic available for our base plates. Same thing with our straps. The lattice straps and toe straps, which are notorious for people stepping on, especially in cold areas, East Coast, Midwest, step on this thing and they snap. Sucks when you ride. These things do not break. They will not break. This is also our direct connection system. What you can see is one solid piece that goes all the way through. So what that does is it locks you into your heel loop, pulls you around, and it connects right to your ratchet here. So direct connection all the way through. What you have with some of the competition is they'll have this piece and then there'll be no plastic or no Zytel in between, and it'll just be fabric. So what you get is a lot of stretching. So the strap that you start out with by the end of the day is stretched out and you get a longer strap. This is a cutaway of an ankle strap, and what you can see in here is a couple of different layers of EVA surrounded by either leather, PU, and then some neoprene. And the inside layer is a soft EVA, and what that does is it forms to your boot, so it's really comfortable. And then you've got a harder density EVA on the outside, and what that does is it takes the pressure from the straps and from the binding and distributes it pretty evenly over the boot. Here's a sampling, or here's kind of the range of our HIGHBACKS, again made with all DuPont Zytel. The thing that we do with our HIGHBACKS, we taper them. So you've got full thickness down the bottom, we call that 100% thickness. We call the middle section, or the middle zone, 75% thickness, and the top part 50, so kind of in a taper like that. And what you got is, when you come back on heel side, you've got full energy transmission going back, but with the tapering, you've got a real forgiving HIGHBACK. And that goes all the way through. So you've got symmetrical shaped HIGHBACKS all the way through, and then as you get up, you get into multi-layer, and then some asymmetrical, symmetrical stuff. So on the Cadet, you got your basic symmetrical shaped HIGHBACK with EVA padding that goes over the top, so you got no bite in here. A real simple forward lean adjustment system, 0 and 8 degrees. All you do is pull it out, rotate it. So if you're a beginner, going to be at beginner, or a person that's just jibbing around having fun, it's going to be at 0 degrees. Want to go jump in a pipe for afternoon pipe sesh, you want a little more forward lean, go to 8 degrees, and that's plenty. Move up into the contact, you get a little more of a HIGHBACK. Again, it's tapered 50, 75, 100 in the taper realm. You go into a quick adjust forward lean, which you just rotate, open it up and move it, and now you've got some holes all the way through to relieve some of the weight on here. This is the Force HIGHBACK. Similar style HIGHBACK all the way through the Force's career for the last 5 years. You're running, or we're running, a taller HIGHBACK than on the Contact and the Cadet, about a ½ inch higher. So a little more for the free ride person, or the person that is cruising all over and wants a little more control. It's a single layer HIGHBACK with the quick adjust forward lean. Again, you're running the tapering all the way through, and then you've got your holes in there to lighten it up. Data HIGHBACK, you can see, is based off the Force HIGHBACK, but you've got a lot more padding going on, so it's a more cush HIGHBACK. But on top of that, you've got a second layer. This is, we call it a dual layer HIGHBACK. So this is another piece of DuPont Zytel that's riveted on to make it a little more responsive. Quick adjust forward lean, then you've got your covering over it that kind of gives it the theme. Falling back to the theme part of the data. Force SL is the nylon version of the Force MC's binding. So cord out, so it's our lightest weight HIGHBACK. A little more flexible than, or a little more forgiving than the Force, but it's not a noodle. A lot lighter, quick adjust forward lean still, symmetrical, asymmetrical, and what that means is it's a symmetrical shape, so left and right look identical until you look at the beam that goes through, and you've got a beam going up higher on the outside, and you've got a beam going up on the outside, and that keeps that so the high back is stiffer, laterally flexing here versus a lower beam on the inside, so you've got a little more flex. What that does is it keeps you from having to go old school and rotate your high backs out to your heel edge. You can run them normally because you're not getting that high back bite. Force MC high back is our carbon fiber version. We use carbon here not to make this, you know, a filling buster or something that's going to just rattle your teeth loose. We use carbon fiber because of the weight. Probably half the weight of a nylon binding, cored out to relieve any more material and also add lateral flex. So with traditional carbon backs, you get something that's super stiff and really unforgiving, and with the Force MC high back, and because of the holes, you get a really forgiving, comfortable riding, lightweight binding. Also with the Force MC high back, I mean, this is real carbon, this isn't fake carbon. A lot of people try to make high backs that look like this, and they'll do a graphic overlay on it, call it farbin, fake carbon. This is real carbon fiber. Hardware, or the bolts that hold the bindings together, pretty important. A lot of stress going on there. Think of the binding as just vibrating the whole time, so you have Loctite that holds it tight together, but also the strength of it. I mean, this is a connection between the base plate and the heel loop, which connects to the ankle strap and the high back. In all the bindings, we use grade 8 hardware. There's not any of the competition that uses grade 8. Everyone else uses grade 4. What makes grade 8 better than grade 4? There's 4 grades higher than grade 4. I don't know, it's the simplest way to explain it, but highest grade of steel out there. Then we also, this is our aluminum stuff that we make. So this comes out of a CNC, this is CNC machined right from a little block of aluminum into our shape and our sizes. So similar like that, but we do it on the Force MC to really lighten the stuff up. It's about 1/4 of the weight of the grade 8 steel. Ratchets, Union designs its own ratchets. The majority of people out there, you know, or the majority of binding manufacturers or people that do bindings pull ratchets from, or they source them. You know, that's the reason they all work the same, which is pretty damn shitty. We make our own ratchets, we've designed our own ratchets, and we've upgraded them over last year. Last year, you can see here there was another moving part right on this. What we did with next year's ratchets is removed a link there. So you still got the same adjustability that you had with our past ratchets, one less moving part, so a little more lightweight, and also we added another spring in here so you don't have any reefing or turning on the ratchets. So this is on the ankle. On the toe, what we did is we cored out the toe piece. This was last year's and this is this year, so you have a lighter weight deal here. All of our ratchets, ankle and toe, on every binding except for the Cadet are injected magnesium, so it's the same process that we use on the heel loop. Half the weight as aluminum and 4 times as strong, and we're the only one out there using mag.